Hi dear students, welcome back to our chemistry class. Today I'm here with an interesting topic which is balancing the chemical equations. It's somehow hard, interesting and then easy topic. How? You should follow these steps in order to balance the chemical equations. Step 1. Complete the equation. What does it mean? It means you have a reaction and you do that reaction in laboratories. So at first you should know what is the result of this reaction. So then you can complete that reactions. There is a hint: positive first, negative second, or metals first, non-metals second. For example, we have sodium with chlorine. They react. We should know first that what is the result of this reaction. What is the product? Sodium chloride, NaCl. Which one is coming first and which one is coming second? The positive one, the metal one. Sodium is a metal and chlorine is a non-metal. The negative one or non-metal come second. Then again, another example, calcium with bromine. They react. So we should first know what is the result. Calcium bromide. Which one is first? Calcium. Which one is next? It is bromine. So the first step is to complete the equation. Now let's go to the second step. What is it? What is that? It says that the total charge of a compound is 0. It means electrically a compound is neutral. Electrically it is neutral. So all the positive and the negative charge in a compound, totally they should become 0. Otherwise, use cross product. If in an equation you make a compound and their charge is not 0, you should use the cross product. So now let's go to the example. For here, sodium and chlorine, sodium chloride. So what happened for this? It is we have one positive charge and we have one negative charge. So the total charge here, positive 1 minus 1, they will become 0. So this one is a complete compound and the charge is 0. What happened for the next one? Here, 0, 0, it's okay. After the equation, the calcium, we know that it will lose 2 electrons because it's a second group. In previous lesson we have studied that they lose their last electrons, the electrons in the last shell. It loses 2 electrons and it will become positive 2, and bromine gains or receive 1 electron, so it will become minus 1. Now 2 positive charge and 1 negative charge. The total charge here is positive 1 or plus 1. So we say that the compound should be electrically neutral, but it is not. So what to do? We use cross product. What is a cross product? Cross product says that you should multiply the elements by their charge, not their charge, the charge from the other element. So now we should multiply bromine by 2. Remember, you should not use the charge, only you should use the number. So we multiply bromine by 2. And we multiply calcium by 1. Not minus 1, only 1. Sometimes you can neglect 1 because it doesn't matter. But here I should write. So now we have 1 calcium with positive 2. The charge is positive 2. So 1 multiplied by positive 2. Sorry, let me write it with red. 1 multiplied by 2 it will become how much? It will become positive 2. Okay? And then bromine, we have 2 bromines and each one has a negative charge. So if we write it like this, 2, the number is 2. 2 bromines multiplied by negative minus 1 here, it will become positive minus 2. So 2 positive charge and 2 negative charge, and the total charge now is 0. So now this one is a compound, calcium with one calcium and 2 bromines. That's what we call cross product. Again, cross product, when we want to use a cross product, you should use the charge as the coefficients. So the charge of the positive element for the negative one and the charge of the negative element for the positive one, without considering the sign. I used 2 without the sign. I used 1 without the sign. So let's go to the next step. The third step says that balance the number of atoms on each side. The law of conservation that we have studied for masses, law of conservation. So what does it mean? We change the number of atoms on the right side from the previous step. Now we should balance the both sides. How many atoms we have on the right side, we should have the same number of atoms on the left side. So for sodium chloride, because it doesn't change, sodium, here we have 1 sodium, 1 sodium. We have 1 chlorine, there is 1 chlorine. So we have 2 atoms on the left side and 2 atoms on the right side. So they are balanced together. But calcium, here we have 1 calcium, we have 1 calcium, it's okay. We have 1 bromine, but here from the previous step we added a 2 here. So there we have 2 bromines. I'm writing this 2 here, and the reason why I will say in the next step. So 2 bromines on left side, 2 bromines on right side, 1 calcium on left side, 1 calcium on right side. Totally they will become about 3 on each side. So in step 4 it said multiply the equation by 2 if there are molecular elements. Before that, when you're writing the coefficients, you should write it at the first for each element, except for molecular elements that we write a number at 2 on the right side. Why? Because they are molecular. What does molecular number elements mean? In nature, we found these 7 elements in pairs. It means we cannot find them alone, and when we use them in equation, we should use them in pairs: hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. So it means that they should have a 2 on their right side. Now in this step the equation is balanced, it's okay, but if the equation have molecular elements, you should multiply that equation by 2. Yes, this one have chlorine and this one have bromine. So what happened? For sodium chloride, the first one, we had 1 sodium, chlorine. It was totally balanced, but we should multiply by 2 because it has chlorine. I should write 2 at first for sodium on the left side because it is not a molecular compound. But I should write 2 on the right side of chlorine because it is a molecular compound. And here, so important, listen, you cannot change the coefficients, which here it is 1 and it is 1. You cannot change the coefficients on the right side of the elements, because when you change the coefficient on the right side of the element, you will actually change the charge of a compound, and then it will not become zero. So the only thing in balancing the equation that you can do is adding coefficient at the first of compounds. This is only for the compounds. Adding numbers at the first of the compounds, not the coefficients inside the compound. You can totally not change them at all. So now if we check, which is the last step, checking, we have 2 pseudiums. Yes, here 1 multiplied by 2. Yes, we have 2 pseudiums. Chlorine, we have 2 chlorines. 1 multiplied by 2, we have 2 chlorines. This coefficient is used for both elements, for this one as well as for this one. And for the last equation, calcium, we are not going to multiply this equation by 2, even though it has a molecular element. Why? Because from the previous step, the molecular element itself got a 2 on the right side. Why we are doing we are multiplying the equation by 2? Because to have a number 2 on the right side of the molecular compound, this equation bromine itself have a 2, so we do not need to multiply this equation by 2. So that was all about the balancing equation. If you had any question, you can comment down below, and for more videos, subscribe our channel. Thank you. Wish you all the best. Goodbye.